What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your year-end awards. And I love this. This is the eBay Fight Predictions 2022 year-end awards. I love doing this, y'all. You guys don't understand. This is probably like my favorite time of the year. Christmas, year-end awards. It's raining, cold. I love that shit, man. And obviously, for today, we're going to be talking about the breakout fighters of the year. And breakout it's a hard kind of term to describe, but for me, it really is like someone that truly breaks out into their own and is now on the roster and legitimate and somebody to respect in the division. You know what I'm saying? That is something I look at as breakout. And a lot of these guys broke out this year, man, where they are just staples of their division and they're respected. And they just kind of came out of nowhere. And, it's funny because I do a mid-year awards and only one guy is left on this list from not from last year, but from my mid-year awards about like 5 months ago. So it is interesting. But besides that, let's get to the top five. So this is your top five breakout fighters of the year. At number 5, I had to go Rafael Fiziev. He did only go 1-0 this year, but that victory over Rafael dos Anjos does stay in my mind. His performance was spectacular, and he just answered a lot of questions about his grappling, I felt like, and his 5-round pace and how good he is. You could say, oh, Dos Anjos is old, but I don't. A lot of people, they use the Bobby Green fight as a litmus test of how good Fiziev is, and I did use that too. But Dos Anjos is way better than Bobby Green, and when you look at the fighters at 155, a lot of them have that style of Dos Anjos of well balanced, being able to wrestle and box well and strike well. Bobby Green is just kind of weird and different and his own kind of entity, and he's an awkward fighter, and it's hard to figure him out. And I think that's just what happened with Fiziev. He's too technical for a guy like Bobby Green. Even though Bobby's good, don't get it twisted. And I know I destroyed Bobby. And all his little fanboys are crying. But I no disrespect to Bobby, but he's decent. But I just think it was one of those nights where Bobby was really switched on and had a great night, and Fiziev just didn't have his night. But Fiziev showed when he's on peak performance what he can do, and I really respect Dos Anjos. We've seen what Dos Anjos did to Renato Mocayo, Brian Barberena just this year. That's an incredible win, and just he literally won every single round. Or no, I wouldn't say every single round. My bad. He won 3 rounds to 1. You could have said it's 2-2 going into 5th. Some people did say that, but and I picked Dos Anjos, but he looked amazing. I was impressed. And just that fight hasn't left my head, and that performance hasn't left my head. So he's one of those guys that felt like truly broke out, and he's a guy I want to see fight in the top 5 against the top 5 fighters. Him versus Justin Gaethje is a fight that has to happen. So yeah, it is what it is. At number 4, another lightweight, I have to go with Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner, man, I just can't describe to you how good he's looked this year. His fight against Jamie Malarkey and then Brad Riddell back to back. He's just an amazing fighter, and he's someone to look out for. I think oh my God, he's looked so good. He's someone to look out for. He's just physically imposing at lightweight, and the way he's able to hurt guys on the feet with his power and then just submit them on the ground. He's such a menace. Again, I'll say it. He reminds me so much of Luke Rockhold. He really does in terms of the game, and he trains with Luke Rockhold at Ruka. I just see a lot of the comparisons, because you look at Luke's finishes over Lyoto Machida and the way how he stood with him and then finished him on the ground. It's just very similar, and he's just an all-around menace offensively. His offensive grappling's a problem. His offensive striking's a problem. He is a menace and somebody to look out for, an explosive finisher, and somebody I can't wait to see in that division, man. Fight with those top guys. Obviously, you guys know I want to see Jalen Turner versus Grant Dawson. That's a fight that I petitioned for, a fight that I really want to see. I know some people aren't fans of it. Maybe some people want to see Jalen versus Drew Dober or Jalen versus Armin Sarukian. But yeah, man, Turner, he's the man, and I think his potential is something. So if we get Dober versus Turner, I'm not going to be mad. But I want to see him fight a wrestler next. I want to see his jiu-jitsu and his grappling really tested. But yeah, at number 3, I had to go with Sergey Pavlovich. He went, I think, 3-0 this year. Shamil, Derek, and then obviously Tai Tuivasa, and just doing that to Tai, man, just destroying him like that is impressive. And in that heavyweight division, it's easy to stand out. It really is, man, and it really is. And with the guys in that division, man, he he matches up well with some of them. He really does. You know, he really, really has a good chance against a Cyril Gahn or maybe just Cyril Gahn. I give him a big chance against Cyril, just matchup wise. But guys like Tom Aspinall, I would say Tom could beat him. Some people might even say Sergey. But yeah, he's a good fighter though. No matter what, he's a good fighter, and he's really broken out. And what he did to Tai Tuivasa was insane. A guy who also had a tremendous fucking 2022 in the beginning of this year. Defeating Derek Lewis like that was nuts. So, you know, and then the year before that, the run he went on to leading up to that Cyril Gahn fight, and then the Gahn fight in general, he was amazing, and he was just on such a big momentum swing, and for him to get destroyed like that by Sergey was just, it's insane. And at number 2, this one was a hard one. This one was a hard one because I know some people are going to disagree with me. I had to put Ilia Topuria at number 2. I really wanted to put him at number 1, but I feel like the number 1 pick, I think you guys are going to have to agree with it. And I think it's fair. I really do. But we'll talk about the number 1 pick later. Ilia Topuria going 2-0 this year against Jai Herbert and then Bryce Mitchell. I felt like a lot of people didn't watch his Yusuf Zalal fight. And obviously didn't watch his other fights coming out of the UFC. You know what I'm saying? He is a tremendous grappler. And I felt like he kind of showed that in both of his fights. You know, he got a big takedown on Jai. Yeah, he got hurt against Jai Herbert, and he got knocked down, and then he decided to murder Jai Herbert after that. He really showed his skill level against a really elite dude in Bryce Mitchell, who was coming off a good win over Edson Barboza. And, man, what he did to Bryce, man, I thought Bryce didn't get completely destroyed like everyone says. I thought he gave a good account for himself, but some people might disagree with me there. Ilya just looked amazing in there, man. He is just a step above the rest, and he really broke out, showed his power, showed his grappling. He is a legitimate force in that division. I did hear some people say Ilya might be the next Cody Garbrandt of 145, and I kind of can see the comparison. But, yeah, it is what it is. I don't necessarily agree with that. Just going to say that right now. But, yeah, he's just a tremendous fighter. I truly believe he's going to hold that belt one day. And, yeah, he's amazing. Obviously, he does have some holes in his game that he needs to fix. But besides that, he's an amazing fighter. And I really can't wait for him to fight again. He is must-see TV, honestly. In his next... I was about to say in his next fight. And at number 1, the breakout fight of the year. You cannot argue this. It is Alex Pereira. How can you not have Alex Pereira as your breakout fight of the year? Not only has he established himself as one of the best fighters, I felt like going into this year, I don't think anyone saw this guy coming out, leaving as champion. Yeah, you could have said going into the Adesanya fight he's going to win. But if you told me in the beginning of this year, Alex Pereira will end the year as champion, I don't know if I would have believed you. You know, I was like, man, maybe he still has some time to go and he still has some guys to fight. But, man, this guy is really broken out. He has not only become just certified, but he is now a legitimate champion of the world. Just a few years ago, or just 2 years ago, he was fighting an LFA. Like, put that into perspective. He is truly broken out as a popular fighter and as a guy that is here to stay. And going 3-0 this year over Bruno Silva, Sean Strickland, and Adesanya at the end, it was just amazing. And what he's accomplished this year, I mean, it's just... you can't hate on it, man. He looked amazing this year. And... he did his thing, man, and that's why I have him as my breakout fighter of the year. I wanted to put Ilya, but I just thought about it, man. What this guy has accomplished this year, you got to think about it, man. He has to be breakout of the fighter. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of spoiling it. I'm not going to have him as my fighter of the year. So I wanted to give Alex Pereira something for destroying the evil Adesanya. So yeah, it is what it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got more of these coming out. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, and share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing, and let's enjoy the rest of this year, man. I really, really loved my connection with my community this year. I feel like we grew, and our companions got really strong and stuff like that. And I can't wait to do more of that. Obviously, I want to do more live streams and stuff like that. And I'll talk about it later. I'll make a video on saying what do I want to do for next year and what do I want to bring for the channel next year. But yeah, love y'all and goodbye. Your boy eBay's out of here.